Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at a post from Rachel where she talks about Lucy and Brad not lying and that there could have been more people at the Airbnb with Jay. Also, we have some very interesting audio to look at because one of Ayyub's friends spoke about what Ayyub told her and it doesn't add up. So first, let's take a look at some audio that was sent to me because this woman actually knows Ayyub and spoke to him a couple of days after Jay went missing. But what Ayyub had to say was very suspicious and proves he was lying.
Got my friends. My place is a bit far away though, bro. Like, it's by the mountains and that. He was like, no, I don't mind. I was like, cool. And then I was like, I'll get you a pillow and a blanket. You can have the sofa. So we was driving all the way back to mine. Stopped off at a shop near mine. Got him like water, Pepsis and whatever. Got my friends to make some. He was sleeping. My mate was sleeping the whole way though. Do you know what I mean? And then we got in the yard. My mate went straight to his bed. I just got our bits and pieces out of the car. He went in the yard. Obviously, he was videoing my mate laughing at him before he got out. And then he went in. I was like, yo, here's a clean towel for tomorrow morning. Well, it was morning anyways, like 6, 7-ish.
So here, you can see that Ayyub confirmed that he stopped at a shop near the Airbnb to get some drinks. But Chris Tenerife said that nowhere was open except from a Shell petrol station. So let's break this down, because first of all, there is no CCTV of Ayyub arriving at a shop to get some drinks. So that's a big red flag to start with. Then we have the distance between this petrol station and Moscow. Ayyub says he went to a shop near the Airbnb, but the petrol station that Chris talks about is a 37-minute drive away from Moscow. So that means that the shop wasn't near the Airbnb at all, which makes me think that Ayyub would have stopped at a different shop that was open. But what shop would this be? And surely they would have CCTV which shows Ayyub going into the shop and getting some drinks. So was this just a complete lie that Ayyub told about stopping to get drinks? And we need to think about why he would add this into his story, because nothing confirms that Ayyub actually did this, so it makes no sense that he just made this up. Also, if you listen to when Ayyub talks about videoing Rocky, I don't know what you guys hear. But what I hear Ayyub say is obviously he's videoing my mate laughing at him before he got out. So Ayyub is saying that Jay was the one who is videoing Rocky. But then in Ayyub's podcast, he says that he was the one who made the video.
Cut the long story short, my pal was sleeping on the passenger. Like, he's pretty much knocked out from the moment he got in the car, do you know what I'm saying? And so there was a bit where I was just videoing him and that, just catching a laugh, do you know what I'm saying? And I'm videoing him, just joking about. And then me and Jay get out of the car, and then I'll get to the front of the car and I'm videoing him still, do you know what I'm saying? And then
So this is another lie. Remember, this audio of Ayyub was a couple of days after Jay went missing. So maybe Ayyub didn't get his story straight and messed up a lot. How can he say that Jay was recording Rocky, then it changes to Ayyub taking the video? There is no need to lie, and it's not like you can get this wrong. Or forget. You would know who took the video because it would be on your phone. The only way Jay could have took the video, then it changed to Ayyub taking the video, is if Jay did record Rocky, but Ayyub used Jay's phone to send the video to himself and changed it to him taking the video.
Possession with intent to supply. And that has obviously added, I think, to the whole speculation about Jay having criminal connections. But Ayyub's been absolutely bombarded with hate, like conspiracy theorists in his DMs, all sorts of threats and like press at his door, people in his DMs, people on the phone hounding him. As far as Ayub's told me, he's been in regular contact since right at the beginning with Jay's friends and family. You know, he's supported them and given them as much information as possible. But of course, the press took it upon themselves to feel like they also had a right to speak to him.
So what do we have here? Another lie from Ayyub. Because he actually told his friend that he was in contact with Jay's friends and family. This is very strange. Because I remember Ayub saying that he hasn't spoken to Jay's family, and Debbie had also said in an interview that she hasn't spoke to Ayub. So how has he been in contact with Jay's family then? And Rachel doesn't count, because for all we know, Ayub and Rachel could have been in contact with each other while forming a story. And to be fair, Ayub was probably in contact with Jay's friends, especially Brandon, as he was the closest one to Ayub. But not one person has said that Ayub contacted the family and gave them all the information that he had. He left Tenerife very quickly, so if he was helping the family out, I'm sure he wouldn't just leave Tenerife and then have Jay's family and even Lucy saying that they need investigating. So I have got some more audio from Ayub's friend, but before I show you that, let's talk about a post from Rachel where she talks about more people being at the Airbnb and how Lucy and Brad haven't lied. Instead, she blames it on the language barrier. So Rachel says that Jay was with 2 or possibly more than 2 people up in the mountains. This is very important, because how come there was so much confusion about how many people Jay was with? Brad knows the answer, and so does Brandon, because they both spoke to Jay while he was at the Airbnb. So why doesn't Brad just say how many people were at the Airbnb instead of leaving it as a mystery? Rachel knows, but probably told Brad not to say anything, and we all know Brandon has been silent since the very start. So again, people are struggling to tell the truth. If Rachel is saying that Jay could have been with more people, then this implies that she doesn't know the answer. But Jay and Brad spoke to each other, and Brad would have known if Jay was with other people. And Brad would have told Rachel the truth, but she's acting like she doesn't know. And since the very start of this case, Rachel has been acting very shady. Also notice how Rachel says that Lucy and Brad haven't lied and blames it on the language barrier. But we can easily see what Lucy put on Facebook, and we don't have a language barrier because we all understand English. So when Lucy is saying, "Oh, I was on the phone to Jay at 8:50 and he called me," then we find out that Jay called her, it's obvious that she lied. Also, when Brad says, "I just come out of a festival myself," then says that he already went home before Jay, then we know that he has lied or made a big mistake. So blaming the confusion on the language barrier in Spain really doesn't work, Rachel. Let's take a look at the last bit of audio that was sent to me, because this gives us a little bit of information about the stolen watch.
Okay, so it seems really unlikely to me that they did anything to Jay or that anything happened at that villa. And obviously they've got that witness of him walking off. But because there is this there does seem to be some criminal involvement somewhere. People are talking about, maybe even that there's some watch that maybe Jay... So what I've heard is somebody stole a watch, a Rolex. They realised that the Rolex was fake. They gave it to Jay. Jay had the Rolex, and I don't know if something has come off the back of that. So maybe he did walk off into the mountains and then people have caught up with him.
So Ayub's friend says that she heard that someone stole a Rolex, but it turned out that it was fake. Then someone gave it to Jay. So who did she hear this from? Because seeing as she was speaking with Ayub, maybe this information came from him. Or surely she would have said that Ayub confirmed that no watch was involved. She also says that someone could have caught up with him while he was in Masca. Still, the answer to this stolen watch theory remains questionable. And remember, Ayub talked about loads of fake watches in his podcast. And then you have his friends saying that the Rolex that was stolen was fake. But that still doesn't answer the question about the AP watch, because AP is completely different to Rolex. Surely 2 watches weren't stolen, so it's still very confusing. I'm sure something will come up, and we will find out what happened with this stolen watch theory. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.